Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different to my normal videos, and it's going to be a bit of a story time slash girl talk video. So as you can tell, I've just sat on my bed in my pyjamas in my loungewear. So yeah, I'm really tired. The last few nights I've not been sleeping very well for a while actually. I've been getting up at like 2:30 in the morning, 3:30. So I'm a little bit knackered, but I could go to bed after this, couldn't I? Maybe I will. So today's story time, it's something that I get asked quite a lot, and it's about how I met my husband. So what I thought I would do, rather than just doing the story on how I met him, I thought I'd do a bit of a story time on my love life, if you like, my relationship history. So you can kind of understand my path to how I finally met Chris. So yeah, obviously you've got to bear in mind that I'm older than a lot of YouTubers, so it might sound like I've had quite a few relationships, but I am older. So if I was in my early 20s, then it would be a bit different. But yeah, so my first kind of like proper boyfriend, we will call him Malcolm. Not his name, but we're going to use pretend names. So his name was Malcolm, and I was with him kind of like in secondary school, and I was with him for 3 years. So yeah, nice guy, but it just sort of fizzled out. Then I met my second boyfriend, who we'll call John, and John was a bit of a bad boy. So when I say bad boy, he wasn't a bad boy, but he was quite strong. He was well known. A lot of people respected him slash feared him. But yeah, really hard working guy. We were together on and off for 10 years, which is a long time. And although separately we are really, you know, I would like to say good people, but together we were a bit of a nightmare. We were both quite fiery, both quite strong, both quite independent. So yeah, sometimes we'd clash a little bit. So we'd break up, we'd get back together, we'd break up, we'd get back together, and it was just our story really for 10 years. In the meantime, I went away to university. So we had quite long periods where we weren't together, but we would always end up getting back together. But then we knew we weren't right for each other, and I knew I'd be happier with somebody else. He knew he would be happier with somebody else. So eventually I met my next boyfriend. We will call him Bertie. So Bertie and I, we were together for 7 years, and we got a house together, we lived together, and we were really happy for quite a long time, or so I thought, and I think so he thought really, but again we kind of just drifted apart. We were quite different, so yeah, I don't think we realised, you know, that perhaps we weren't as well suited as we thought we were. So both of us thought we would be together forever. Everybody thought we were like the perfect couple, but people change and the things changed, and although I knew I would probably be happier with somebody else than he did, it was still a really difficult breakup. That's probably one of the hardest things that I've ever been through. It was difficult because I had to sell the house. I was older, so I thought, oh my God, what the hell am I going to do? I'd been in long-term relationships most of my adult life, so it was really scary. And because I'm a bit of a control freak, if you like, I thought I could fix it, and I thought that we'd be able to sort it out, but it just went. It just went, and yeah, it was a really strange time. We tried to like date, and we tried to get back what we had. He moved out, and we'd go on these dates, but it just wasn't the same. But I found it quite difficult to accept that and sort of give up on it, if you like. But yeah, everything happens for a reason. So if you ever go through a difficult breakup and you think that person was the one, they probably weren't. And when people used to say to me, oh, everything happens for a reason, blah blah, I think, shut your face, like I don't want to hear it. You can't see that reason. But at the end of the day, if a relationship is broken, what's the point? What's the point? You know, if you smash a mirror, it's in little pieces. If you try and put it back together again, that mirror is not going to be the same. Or think of relationships like a car. If you've got a car that keeps breaking down, you can't rely on that car. You want to go and trade that car in for a new one. So yeah, we ended up splitting up. We sold the house. I lived on my own for a bit. And I think that was the best thing that could have happened. And I think the breakup was the best thing that could have happened, because it made me stronger as a person, and it made me more independent, and I learned quite a lot about myself. I was probably a little bit overpowering in that relationship, some might say. So that gave me a little bit of a wake-up call. And then I met another guy. That was just a short-term relationship. We'll call him Paul. Again, a nice guy, just not the right person for me. I'm not a jealous person at all, and I can be insecure, but not normally in a relationship. But sometimes I used to feel quite insecure and quite inferior and quite, not jealous, but I used to feel that things that he did really wound me up. Like, I always thought he was like looking at other girls and stuff when I was out with him, and it just didn't make me feel very good about myself. And looking back, I probably didn't behave that great, because I'd feel insecure, so then I'd end up drinking and then just, yeah, get too drunk. So it just wasn't a good relationship really, although he was a great guy, just not the right guy for me. So this kind of led on to how I met my husband. So what happened was, where I live, I know a lot of guys and stuff, and I thought, I don't want to go out with somebody that, you know, lives where I live, where everybody knows them. They've probably been with a load of other girls where I live. I didn't want that. And I've never, ever done online dating. And loads of people meet people online. So I thought, right, I was sat on my own one night and I thought, I'm going to set up a profile on Plenty of Fish. Now, I was like, shall I go on it? Shall I not go on it? And I thought, well, I'll go on it and I'll just have a little look who's on there. So they don't need to know who I am, but I can go and check out if there's any hot guys on there. So what I did, I set up a profile. And I can't even remember what I called myself, something about being blonde. I can't remember now, blonde with brains, I think, because I've got a degree. God, that's so embarrassing. So I think it was blonde with brains. And I wrote a little bit about myself, kind of just like my height, my eye colour, my hair, the fact that I was into like fashion and health and stuff like that. And that's what I did. I didn't put any photograph on whatsoever, because I didn't want people to know it was me. So I was on there for a bit and I saw a lot of guys that I knew, and I had a few weirdos messaging me, because you do, don't you? And I just thought, I don't think this is for me. So I was just about to come off. And as I was about to come off, I got an inbox from this guy. So I was looking at his profile and I was like, oh, okay, he's pretty fit. I liked how he described himself. He seemed like, you know, he was a good guy. And I thought, wow, this is really bizarre. Like, why has he messaged me when I've not got a photo? When he's like, good looking, good job, lovely like house and stuff. I thought, this is just like weird. So I messaged him back and we just got chatting, and I was like, what made you message me? And he was like, do you know what, I've never messaged anyone before without a photo, but something just said I need to message this person. So I was like, right, okay, I'm not staying on here because it's just not for me. But if you want to add me as a friend on Facebook, then this is my name. So I gave him my Facebook profile, but because I have a work Facebook and a private Facebook, I think he thought, oh, this is a bit weird. There's two of them. Is this actually her? So I confirmed that it was, and he added me as a friend. And then obviously we both went through every single photograph on our Facebook profiles. So I was like, oh, he seems like he's really nice. So we got chatting through Facebook, and then we swapped phone numbers. So we started chatting on like WhatsApp and stuff like that. And then one night he said, oh, what's your landline? And I was like, why? I don't think he had very good reception. He said, oh, I'll give you a ring. And I was like, oh my God, I've got to speak to him on the phone. How embarrassing. So I'm sat there and the phone rings and I'm like, oh my God. So I answered the phone and we were just chatting for ages. I was laughing my head off, he was laughing, and he just sounded like such a nice guy. So then he was like messaging me afterwards, and he was like, oh, I really want to take you out. And I was like, oh, I just don't know, you know, I think I should be single for a while. I've not been single for that long. I'm not sure, but I thought, oh, do you know what, I'm just gonna go. So he was living in Birmingham at the time, so I said to my mum and my friends and my sister, I was like, I'm gonna go meet him. But I wanted to be in control, so I drove and I said, look, you can come and stay in a hotel near where I live and I will pick you up and we'll go on a date, but we'll go somewhere not like where I live, because I didn't want to be bumping into any exes. So he did that. So we went and got a hotel, and then he said, oh, I'm ready, and I went and picked him up. So I remember getting ready. I remember my mom like, make sure you text me, what if he's a murderer, you know, let me know you're okay. I was like, yeah mom, don't worry, I will. So then I got ready, and then I went and picked him up. So normally people look better in photos, don't they? So normally they always look better in photos. And then I just saw him walking out from the hotel and I was like, oh my God, he is fit. I was like, he dresses well, he's got a nice face, he had some swagger, he had a really cool watch on. I was like, oh my God. So I was like messaging my friend and I was like, he's really hot, he's really hot. I was like, this is gonna be good. So I just knew instantly that I would fancy him, but I didn't know what it was gonna be like as a person. So he got in the car and I was like, oh, hiya. Just like chatting away to him. And then we drove to the place where we were gonna go for our first date, which was like a cocktail bar. And we just got on so well. But at the time I'd been quite ill with vertigo. So I'd had like lots of dizzy spells and things like that. So we were sat having drinks and I suddenly started to feel funny. I just thought, oh my God, like, and you get like panicky. And he was so sweet. He was like, I'll go and get you some water. He was like, just sit there, or do you need to go outside, or, you know, just let me know what you want me to do. And I think he's actually said afterwards that he thought I was faking it to get out of the date. I was like, no, I'm actually ill. So he was really, really sweet. But luckily it went, and that's what my vertigo used to be like, so it went. So we had a few more drinks, and then we got a cab from there and wanted to go for another drink, but the place had shut. So we were like, oh, okay, well, let's kind of like leave it there. And then he was staying in a hotel just around the corner from where I live. So the connection was instant, like literally there and then. It felt like we'd been together forever. So normally in like new relationships, and I found this with like a couple of guys that I've been on dates with, there's a lot of games and there's like, oh, I won't text her for like 5 days now. Yeah, good one. That's a really good way to make a girl like you, mate. I can't be bothered with all that. So literally the next morning I woke up and I had a message off him and he was like, oh, what are you doing today? And I was like, nothing. Slight hangover, but that's fine. And he was like, well, do you want to go? Do you want to go out? And I was like, yeah, okay. So he came and picked me up and we went for a date in Stratford the next day. And it was a really, really nice day. We went and got some food from Marks and Spencer's. And it was so weird. We touched each other and we had like one of them electric shocks and we were like, oh my God, that's so weird. And then we went and got some food, like picnicky stuff, and we went and sat in the park and like had this picnic and we were just talking and we were like holding hands, we were like kissing, and like to anybody that didn't know us, that I thought we'd have been together for years, we'd known each other, well, a day, not even 2 days, a day, a night and a morning, you know, the next day. So I was like, oh my God, like this guy's really nice, is it too good to be true? And I was always trying to think of like things to put myself off him, like, oh, I'm sure, you know, he might be a player or whatever. He so wasn't. He was a really, really good guy. So that was it. I saw him on that day and then he drove back to Birmingham, and then 2 days later I went to his place for a date. So I got there and his apartment was amazing. It's near the mailbox. It's really, really nice, and he'd made me dinner and it was so good, and he put so much thought into it, and it was all Slim and Will friendly, and yeah, it was amazing. So that was it. We have not been apart since. So we carried on dating. He used to come and stay at mine a lot, I used to go and stay at his, and then eventually we just didn't want to be apart. So quite quickly he moved over to where I live, and yeah, so we rented for a bit to begin with, just to make sure we got on well, you know, living together, which we did. And then after about, I think it's about a year and a half or 18 months, we were like, oh, let's go away for the weekend, because we like doing city breaks. So we went to Amsterdam, and we got to Amsterdam, and we went on like a boat tour, and we were listening to the compere talking about like all the culture of Amsterdam, and they said, oh, and this is the Skinny Bridge. But by that point, I got a bit bored, and I was like, oh, I can't bother to listen anymore. But apparently they went on to say this is where people tend to propose. It's a really romantic, well-known bridge, and basically two sisters were separated, and every now and again they would manage to get across the bridge and embrace on the bridge and hug each other, and then they'd get separated. So it just had quite a lovely story to it, and it was really, really well known, and lots of people proposed on it. So he thought that I'd heard this, but he didn't realise I'd turned it off. I'd stopped I'd stopped listening. So that night we were going for dinner, and he was like, oh, we're going to go out tonight. And I was like, yeah, well, we're going to get a taxi, aren't we? And he was like, no, let's just walk. And I was like, walk? I've got massive high heels on. I'm going to be freezing because I've got a little dress on. I was like, let's just get a taxi. He was like, no, it's fine. We'll walk. It's not far. Oh my God, not far. I was walking for miles, and the streets were really cobbly. I had massive high heels on, so I start moaning. And the next minute, we got to this bridge, and he just got down on one knee, and I was like, what the hell are you doing? And he was like, will you marry me? And I was just like, and I've never been so shocked. I had no idea. So I think I swore a few times, and then obviously I said yes. Then I cried. And then he got out like this lock, and it was engraved with the date on that he had proposed and our names, and you lock it onto the bridge to simplify, to symbolise your eternal love. So after that I was like, why did you make me walk here? And he was like, well, I thought you'd have heard the fact that this was the place where people propose. So if we got on a taxi and said, oh, I want to go to the Skinny Bridge, you'd have known. I was like, Chris, I weren't even listening. I wasn't even listening to it. So I had to walk for about an hour, and I was horrible, and I was moaning the whole way. So the poor bloke probably thought, do you know what, I'm going to keep this ring. I'm not going to bother asking her. So after that, he then revealed that he'd booked this amazing steak and lobster restaurant, which was just around the corner. So we went to the restaurant, ran my mum, ran my sister, ran my best friend. Everybody was over the moon, and we had this amazing meal. And then after that, I was like, oh, where are we going to go now? And he said, oh, we're going to go to this Sky bar. And it was like a cocktail bar, and that was amazing. And he told them that we'd just got engaged, and they brought out fireworks and cocktails and stuff, which was really cool. And then we were like, right, what we're going to do now? Well, we're in Amsterdam, so really you've got to go to the red light district. Not very romantic, I know. So we went down to the red light district, and we went and watched a show. And it was absolutely hilarious. Not really my thing, but you're in Amsterdam. So after that, we went back to our hotel, and our hotel was absolutely amazing. And I'm not kidding you, that night I was planning where I wanted to get married. I was thinking about my guest list. I was like on it. So we got married quite quick. I think we got married, so it was probably about 9 or 10 months after we got engaged. So we got married at Hogarth, which is in Knoll, and it's the most amazing, stunning venue. And the wedding, oh my God, it was just incredible. The speeches were amazing, everything was amazing. My friends all looked incredible, the music was outstanding, the band were out of this world, the food was amazing. It was just such a good day. And so yeah, that was how we met. And honestly, I'm not joking, it took me quite a long time to find him, and also for him to find me. But when you know, you know. And I've never ever been with a guy that makes me laugh, like never ever. And I love funny people. Like my brother is absolutely hilarious. My brother-in-law is funny, but I shouldn't admit that on here because he would never let me live that down. That's, yeah, you Lee, by the way. So I just love, like, I love funny people. I love people that make me laugh, but I've never had that. And I've never really had somebody either that's like, yes, sort of they're laid back and they're chilled out so they can handle being with me, but at the same time, they can put me in my place if I need it. But put me in my place in a nice way, you know, like just being firm and being respectful, not like having a go at me or shouting at me or just going really, really quiet and not saying anything. So we've just got that like perfect balance. So like people that I've been with like could be from one extreme to the other, and he's like just the perfect like middle. So the kind of person that I was looking for, really. So I feel like it was completely fate. Like, he didn't even know what I looked like. He feels like it was fate, and the fact that the connection was just like pff, straight away, like almost love at first sight, really. I think we were definitely meant to be. So yeah, lots of people comment and say what a nice couple we make, which is so lovely. It's really, really nice. And he's a golf pro. So he used to work at the Belfry, so he was a golf pro there, but now he's set up his own academy. So he coaches golf. He's really, really good. But as well as that, he does YouTube. So he's got his own YouTube channel, and then he holds golf schools in like America and stuff like that. So it's really, really, really cool because he's really passionate about social media and being self-employed and having your own business. And obviously I love it as well. So he was the one that kind of inspired me to start doing YouTube, because he's got a really successful YouTube channel. So I had no confidence to do something like this, and I had a camera for over a year, and he was like, just do it. And then he taught me how to edit. So if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't really be doing this sort of thing either. So we just go together so well. My family adore him. The fact that he's a golfer went down extremely well with my dad and my brother and my brother-in-law. And he's just an all-round good guy. So they do exist. They do exist. So if you're worried about meeting anyone, or if you think it's too late, trust me, it's not. And a lot of people discount going online because they think, oh no, they're all idiots. They're not. Honestly, there will be some idiots, but there'll also be some good guys that just want to meet a nice girl. So the wedding I was at last night, they met online. So honestly, if you've never done it, just do it. Just do it, just go on there. You've got nothing to lose at the end of the day. If you want to come off, you can come off. So this was a while ago, so this was before like Tinder. I've never done Tinder. Not sure if I could cope with how shallow Tinder is. So, but you know, whatever. I know people that have met on there and have gone on to have babies and things like that. So yeah, that's how we met. And like I say, I get asked quite a lot, so I thought I would just come on in my PJs in my bedroom and just have a little girl chat. So I hope you enjoyed this sort of style of video. I think it means that you kind of like get to know a little bit about me more if you want to. If that's not your sort of thing, then obviously you probably won't have watched this. So if you did enjoy this video, it'd be really good if you give me like an indication of if you like these sort of story time videos, and just give it a quick thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe to my channel and get more videos, I post about loads of stuff. I post about Slimming World, I post about IVF, because we are now expecting a baby, which I can't believe, after 3 attempts at IVF. And again, that's another reason why I'm so glad it didn't work out with anybody else, because if it had worked out with somebody else and I'd have got pregnant, I would never have met Chris. So again, everything happens for a reason. So yes, it's been really difficult, yes, it's been a struggle, but if I could have had children naturally, I might never have met him. So, you know, the universe has got it all planned out for you. So if you do like this sort of style video, then don't forget to subscribe or leave a positive comment below. I'd love to have you on my channel. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you soon. Happy fopping!